Well, Nate, I had some stats. I thought I would kind of bring some stats while we're recapping this latest week of NFL football and go on just about the certain teams that I'm going to give you the stats for.
Okay.
So the first one I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go kind of like an AFC. Then I'm going to end it with NFC. So the Bills beat the Colts 30-20. And as of after that victory, if you were to place a $10 bet on the Bills to win their division, which we'll talk about divisional rankings next segment, if you were to place this $10, get you a nice little crisp, who's on the $10 bill? Hamilton? Yeah, get you a nice little crisp Hamilton. Put it in the Bills' little cookie jar. They're at negative 50,000 for odds. So, like, they're pretty much going to win this division. You'd only receive 2 cents of profit if you bet $10 on this, Nate. 2 cents. 2 cents. You know what 2 cents will buy you in this economy?
No sense.
2 cents. 2 cents will buy you 2 cents. That's about it. That's about as much as they'll buy you. So the Bills probably win their division, and that's probably it. I want to talk about their playoffs. I was going to talk about their playoffs. We'll talk about that later. So my next stat, we'll talk about the fighting Jim Harbaughs. And it has been 7 starts, not 7 games, since Justin Herbert last threw an interception.
That's great.
It is great. Now, Nate, the crazy thing about this is if you look at past Chargers QBs, I mean, you had Phillip Rivers, you had Fouts, you had Flutie, you had Breeze. You had all these like really good quarterbacks.
What's Flutie? But he was more Buffalo, I thought.
Yeah, but
Flutie was there.
He was there for a little bit. It was kind of like a veteran
because Drew was
thing to get Drew up and Rivers.
Okay.
But this is the longest streak where an interception has not been thrown in Chargers franchise history.
That's amazing right there. That's an amazing accomplishment right there.
So do we see Herbert continuing this streak and hopefully making the record that much better?
Yes. But everything is predicated on, again, the game plan, who they're playing, making smart throws, being protected. And so many, again, he's a veteran. So basically what we got to acknowledge is the fact that, yes, he's been in the league and he's a well-established star player, QB in the NFL. It's just you still got to play with those intangibles, those fundamentals, and still, again, make the smart throws. Make the impressive, or make the proper reads and going through all of your progressions and making the proper calls and making the proper decisions. So, I mean, for 7 games, I think a lot of people, what they got to understand is it's a competitive league, and for him to go 3 consecutive games without throwing an interception, that's a testament to his film study, his preparation, the play calling, and just overall his decision making.
Now, we have seen Justin Herbert throw a pick on September 15th against the Carolina Panthers. Who else in the Carolina Panthers, to catch that? I don't know who called it. If I had to guess, it'd probably like Xavier Woods or J.C. Horn.
Was it J.C. Horn? I think it was J.C. Horn.
One of them two. Sometimes Xavier Woods is sneaky, so that's why I put him up there. But we had another game that I kind of was a little bit disappointed in. I hate to see this undefeated streak go so long, but the Chiefs are now 9-0 as they defeated the Broncos 16-14 after being down 14-0, Nate. 14-0 they were down, and they came back and won 16-14. Ty, they blocked a field goal at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Chiefs did?
I did see something on Twitter about that, and it was kind of – I think they saw something when Denver played the Saints and how they tried to were kicking a field goal. And I think, I mean, if you watch the play, Connor and Nate, if you watch the play, dude, they're nobody. It looked like nobody blocked. It just looked like they let them through.
Special teams, special plays, special players. Didn't look like Denver Broncos had any of it.
Listen,
Yeah, I mean, it was a short field goal too.
but you want to know one of the things? Okay, just from experience, all right, those shorter field goals are really easier to block due to the simple fact that the trajectory of the kick starts off so low, and it has to build its way to go up. So it's easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to block those ones.
Yeah, I see what you're. Yeah,
But
I see what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
So you kick it a lot higher the further back you go.
The further back you go, you kick it a lot higher, but you still got to put that distance in it. I learned this from you guys as the Saints' new head coach, Darren Rizzi. He was my special teams coordinator in Miami for my first 3 years in the league. And he explained a lot of it, like why is it so easier to block closer field goals than it is longer field goals and whatnot. So, I mean, but again, 3 phases to this game: offense, defense, and special teams. You can lose a game because of one of those phases.
Can we just get like a little bit of celebration for Darren Rizzi real quick?
Yeah, I was low-key scared because I didn't know what happened to Rizzi after the game.
I saw. Yeah.
I was
he got a stinger. He got a stinger. Yeah, dude, from somebody pushing him in the back, dude. That was the most hilarious thing, dude. I was so happy for him, though. So happy for him.
I tell you guys this, Darren Rizzi, man, his motto was do your 111. 11 players on the field. Everybody has to do what they're supposed to do and do your job. And like very much like how Bill Belichick was, because Bill Parcells was the president of the Dolphins my years there. And of course, Parcells and Belichick are one and alike. So Rizzi has the energy, he has the respect, he has that fire. Like Rizzi is the guy that you will like Dan Campbell. Again, these guys were on the Miami Dolphins coaching staff when I was there. These guys are coaches you will run through a brick wall for. And I mean run through it. I would literally try to do whatever I could for any one of them. That's the coach you want. And right now, I'm so happy. I really hope and pray that he, you know what, again, in his tenure as the interim head coach, he makes a much of an impression that they take serious consideration in giving him the job.
I don't want him to get the job. You keep him where he's at because he's doing a great job, but you get somebody that just might be a little bit better, has a lot more head coaching experience. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, you got it right.
We can talk about Rizzi on another time because I know we're gonna spend just about as long as we did last week talking about some head coaching for the New Orleans Saints because of this boy right here and his little Saints banner. But to go back to the Chiefs stat, Patrick Mahomes is now 19-14 in games when he's trailing 10 plus or more points. And the reason this stat is significant is because he's the only active QB that is above 500 for this stat. There's no other QB that has won more games than lost when trailing 10 points or more. And I think that's a testament to the Chiefs defense.
But really? I mean, that is a testament to the Chiefs defense. And they just know how to win games. I'm sorry, but a testament to that defense, but a testament to the coaching and just the overall the moxie of that team. That team knows how to just win games. They like what did the late great Al Davis say? Just win, baby, win. That's what they're doing. Just win, baby, win.
I wish their undefeated streak would come to an end eventually.
It's gonna have to, because again, the one record, there's a saying, and I got this from Coach Parcells. No, records were meant to be broken. We seen it in the NBA with the Golden State Warriors breaking the Chicago Bulls 72-10 win season. We've seen Major League Baseball teams. We've seen college football teams, college basketball teams break records here and there. the one record I don't see happening is the breaking of that Miami Dolphins undefeated team, because the game is so much different. You know, we saw the Patriots go undefeated in the regular season. I cannot remember if that was in 2011 or whatever year that was.
Ooh, I think it was 7 or 8, I think.
No, 7, because it was the Giants' first Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was 7 or
Yeah, I
8.
think, yeah.
It was 7. You know, and that's a hard task, because again, the more you win, the more pressure it puts on you. And you don't want to lose. You rather lose a game now than to get in the playoffs and finally lose the game.
2007.
Yes.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I think you're right, Dane. I don't know if a record like that could ever be beaten, because you see how much you put into the regular season, but we haven't seen anybody cap it off with a Super Bowl win. You could be undefeated in the regular season. Nobody's won it all yet when undefeated in the regular season. Not even that Miami Dolphins team. They lost. What year was that? 84?
6? No, 5.
80,
No, it wasn't 85. It wasn't 85. The Bears won. The 85 Bears won the Super Bowl.
I forget what year that was. But hey, listen, with 86.
No.
It was 86.
I thought it was 84. I thought it was 84.
No, maybe. I know it was 85 because the Bears won it. But then again, wait. When did the Jets and Joe Namath win it?
Oh, that was Super Bowl 3.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
That's
been a minute before that Miami Dolphins season.
The thing with it, though, like you said, Nate, it's with them being still undefeated, and they've continued to find a way to win. It's a testament to that staff. It's a testament to the ownership there and what they've been able to bring in. It's a good football team. They've got talent on that team. Steve Spagnuolo is the best. You can say it. He's the best defensive coordinator in the NFL. And it is a testament to that defense that they've continued to stay undefeated, because Mahomes has struggled a little bit this year with just throwing picks, but the KC's continued to find a way to win. If there's one team I would bet on to do it, not just this year, but in any year, it would be Kansas City, because of the quarterback they have, the coaching staff they have with Reed as the head coach and Spagnuolo as a DC. Spagnuolo could be a head coach anywhere. And with the ownership that they have there, Kansas City is, honestly one of the premier, professional teams in all of professional sports.
I don't disagree.
It's funny you said about Spags. I'm gonna let you guys in on that little inside, because I played for Spags in St. Louis, and still talk to some guys that's coaching in Kansas City. Spag don't want a head coach no more. He just want it's more. It's no pressure on being a coordinator.
Yeah. I was
thinking about that. I'm like, that don't make no sense. But I mean, some guys are better coordinators than head coaches, and I had to learn that. Spags, great D coordinator. You know what I'm saying? I like what's their offense coordinator? Matt Nagy. Is it Nagy?
Is Nagy still their OC?
I think he might be. Since
is he still there?
Gone, I think it is. I think it, because it wasn't Bieniemy was the OC before.
Yeah, and he would. He
said UCLA, if I'm not mistaken, right? He said UCLA.
Yeah, it's Nagy. It's Nagy.
Yeah, I think he's at UCLA.
I mean, I think Nagy's a really, really good, offensive coordinator. One person who I think is a good offensive coordinator right now too, that's doing very well, is Arthur Smith over there in Pittsburgh.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't want to hear his name. That's Arthur Smith.
Well, hey, you can't deny though. I mean, they found something, especially with Russell.
They did.
It's vintage Russell Wilson.
Can we give this man the respect he deserves? Because for him to come back from what he had to endure in Denver, and just everybody wrote him off and said maybe he wasn't the guy anymore. To Mike Tomlin, and again, a testament to what you said, coaching, Ty, coaching. Mm-hmm. Mike Tomlin has put him in a position where Pittsburgh has to be taking some consideration of being a team that can represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
I think you're definitely right. Yeah, that defense is top notch too. I mean, it's not just the offense too, especially when they try and be aggressive and go at Mike Williams as well. And the way, and I honestly wrote him off before the season, but the way Najee's run the ball, I mean, they could really, make waves in the AFC. You're exactly right. I think they could.
I think we'll see, Ty. You and I talked about it. They haven't played a division rival yet.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, now it starts. Now it starts with division play for them.
You played Washington and barely beat them, so what happens when you
play
play
Baltimore?
Their next
I don't want to get into that game.
Right? Their next 3 games are against division opponents, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's more than 3, Nate.
It's
I think
3.
It's around,
isn't it 3?
It's for sure 3, though. You're right.
3 Eagles, 2 more Chiefs, and then another one?
Yeah.
At the end of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Yeah.
Don't they end the year with Baltimore?
You read it out to me earlier, Ty. I'm just trying to what I remember.
Let me look at it. I can tell you. Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals. So they got a lot in a row. Bengals are something, man. Joe Burrow does everything for that team, and they still daggum find a way to lose.
I'm glad you said something, Ty, because while we're on the topic of the AFC North, let's talk about it. Joe Burrow now has 9 passing touchdowns against the Baltimore Ravens this season, which is the most against a single team in a single year without actually beating that team.
Yep. What do you want him to do, man? I mean, seriously.
What can he do?
I don't think it's I really don't think it's fair. I mean, again, Joe Burrow has played amazing against the Ravens. It's just unfortunate that on the other side, there's this quarterback named Lamar. And wow.
Yeah, he just answers. He does. Yeah.
That
this is his best throwing season yet in his career.
Yeah. Because last year, I think me and you have said this, Connor, and you had a valid point. Last year, the true MVP in the NFL was not Lamar Jackson. It was actually Dak Prescott. And it pains me to say that because I hate the Cowboys.
He can't stand the Cowboys.
I know that. I don't like Cowboys. I just love Dak, but I don't. Yeah,
but
Cowboys.
Dak, statistically, he was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
But what Lamar is doing, this is arguably his finest year. And it's like one of the things that we, as spectators of the game and competitors of the game wanted to see is that he take the passing game to a different level. And as far as really honing in on his quarterback skill set and not just being this quarterback that can run the ball. Because, again, let's see you stand in the pocket, go through all your progressions and make really good timely throws and run the ball when you have to. Lamar's looked very, very good in the pocket.
One thing I can say, though, Nate, and the reason he's looked so good in the pocket and so good passing, that this is his best passing year, this is the best rushing offense the Baltimore's had since they've had Lamar Jackson because he's not the one that's doing all the running. You bring in a guy like Derrick Henry who brings a load off your shoulders and running the ball. I mean, you had people like J.K. Dobbins who's doing good in Los Angeles. You had Gus Edwards, but none of those guys could carry the load off Lamar Jackson's shoulders when it came to rushing. And Derrick Henry now has been able to do that so well, if not perfect, that we've seen Lamar Jackson be the most comfortable in the pocket. He's thrown the best in his whole career, and it's all because of the rushing game.
You are completely right, Connor. You are smack dab damn right. We've seen Derrick Henry now looks like the 2,000-yard rusher Derrick Henry. And if I'm not mistaken, we had said the Ravens picking up Derrick Henry was probably one of the biggest signings, if not the biggest signing of the offseason. Because what you added to Lamar is that you added the element of a real running game with a running back that can take some pressure off and take some runs from Lamar. and open the game up for Lamar to really just, again, throw that thing. He's opening up the playbook to where, Zay Flowers is getting those one-on-one targets. And Lamar doesn't have to go ahead and put his body at risk as much. This Ravens team, again, Lamar Jackson is having a hell of a year. Could he be I think he is the front runner for the MVP right now. I'm sorry, but I think he's a front runner for the MVP.
You hear what Shannon Sharp said about him, Nate?
No, what
he said Shay Shay said, if you look at the MVP race right now, you got rooms, a hallway full of just doors and rooms, and everybody's gathered in the hallway wondering what room to go to. Lamar's in the room titled MVP, locked, shut, got the blinds down, you can't see him, and he's by himself.
But can I ask you guys this? We as spectators of the game, again, spectators, and we talk about the game, and we have no biases. We're straightforward. Is it time for Lamar to quit getting those MVPs and get that Super Bowl?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it time?
Yep. It's about time.
We said the same thing about Peyton Manning, because if I'm not mistaken, Peyton Manning won like back-to-back Super Bowls, back-to-back MVPs, and was up for a third. And then we started that the MVP is a great individual award. When are you going to get that Super Bowl, which will cement your legacy?
Yeah.
They
finally, yeah.
We are enamored with Patrick Mahomes, and rightfully so, because Patrick Mahomes, he's got the hardware of MVPs, but he's got the hardware for Super Bowls. That's the when listening to one of Patrick Mahomes' interviews, and he had a Tom Brady-esque type of remark where he wants to win Super Bowl. He doesn't care about anything but winning a Super Bowl. And if it's not winning a Super Bowl, it's a failure for a season. That's the mindset of some of the greatest competitors of them all. Michael Jordan, the late great Kobe Bean Bryant, Tom Brady, where success is really demanded of you, and you want to win no matter what, that it drives you crazy.